What's up, your boy? It's your boy Simon back again with another video. Today we finna watch, as y'all niggas can see by the title, we finna watch the 10 most disgusting foods around the world. Yeah. Man, if you're squeamish or you're like people don't like yucky shit, just don't watch the video, man. Let's just get into the video. Let me not yap too much.
Foods I've had from around the world.
Wait, the sound is kinda... sound...
In this video, I'm going to tell you the top 10 most disgusting foods I've had from around the world.
We finally found something that grosses you out.
I've been to 60 plus countries at this point. I've eaten a lot of delicious foods, but I've also eaten a lot of questionable foods. So stay with me as we count from my 10th most disgusting food to my one most disgusting food I've ever tried on this show. So let the countdown begin, starting with number 10. Live silkworm pupa from northeastern India. This meal or snack took part in the state of Assam. Assam is known for having very different cuisine from the rest of India. In Assam, they're eating stuff like pork, they're eating bugs, sometimes they're eating pets.
You've eaten dog meat before?
Yes, of course.
You eat monkeys too?
I do.
Oh, so there's really...
Yes.
While we were in Assam, we went to a man's house who raised silkworms. Eventually, it will become a silk moth, but in the interim, it becomes a pupa. That worm makes a cocoon. What they do though is they take the cocoon, cut it open, and reveal what's inside the silkworm pupa. What I didn't know that fateful day in India is that this pupa is still squirming.
I thought we were taking them off oxygen when we pull them out of the cocoon, but clearly they can still live. It's shocking.
This is my first time seeing them this close.
Can you eat it like this?
Yes.
Really?
Can we eat this?
Yes, I can.
That's so At least cook the shit, man. At least make it. Just cook it, man. At least.
Vitamin. That was really juicy, gushy, not gooey. It's almost watery inside.
Yeah.
I gotta say, on a hot day, that might be refreshing. It's like a grape.
It's like grapes. This nigga's gonna make me hate grapes for life. It's not that disgusting.
Wonderful.
I would eat it. I would eat it. Because I'm black.
But not sweet.
I don't know, it was watery, it was earthy, it wasn't a great flavor. Later on, once it was cooked, it was pretty decent. It kind of tasted like eggs. But that was, for sure, one of the most alarming foods I've ever eaten, and something that I hope I don't have to eat again anytime soon. Moving on to the 9th most disgusting food on my list, eel jelly in the United Kingdom.
It's usual
This
for me
was
'cause
a jello from
we do
hell.
this
I certainly did like many of the British foods that I tried while I was in London. Shepherd's pie, wonderful. Fish and chips, amazing. But jellied eel. Imagine jello, but the jello is not strawberry flavored or cherry flavored, it's ocean water flavor.
I mean, how do you come at this?
But
You can
never
scoop
eat
it
it
and pick
raw,
around like
though.
an olive stone in your mouth, or you can pick around on a plate. It's totally up to
Do you
you.
use your
Fry for
fingies
like
or not?
Depends on whether you want to smell like eel for the
5
rest of the
minutes
day.
or something.
Cold.
Fish cold.
There's some fatty sections, or probably that's the skin of it, gelatinous.
Quick
Then the
sponsor,
jello
better
is
health.
briny. It tastes like someone took ocean water, boiled it, mixed it with gelatin powder.
It's just fishy. And what's crazy is we love that in like a tonkotsu broth from pork bones or like chicken broth out of eel. We struggle with it a bit more, but look around, it's a classic. People love it.
This is something very traditional. I respect it. I love the idea of people. I love that. It's what do I love? Moving on to number 8, eating raw cow stomach with the Mercy tribe of Ethiopia. On that day, we sacrificed a cow. Inside that cow, a stomach. They took that large stomach from the cow. They started to cut it open. They took the remnants, everything that was inside the stomach, they tossed it out. Then they started to cut the raw
Just
stomach
fast forward if you
and
don't
eat
like
it.
this part of the video.
That's a
because
stomach,
I
but it's
wanna
still
watch
full of
it.
Yes, but for them, it's a raw one like this.
Let's do it.
This is one of the wildest food experiences I'd ever had in my life. This day, at this time, I had no idea this was coming.
He just goes for it, huh? You can see the grass and the stomach acid, the bile, the future shit.
You can try like that.
You try to?
Yeah.
If I'm going down, someone's going down with me. But before we do, a quick word from the sponsor of this video, BetterHelp. Do you know what's worse than biting into any of the foods from this list? The pressure to completely reinvent yourself just
Never
because
ate
it's
this before.
2025. Eating something a little gross, that's over in seconds. The constant nagging feeling that you need to have your entire life mapped out by now, yeah, that doesn't go away. The thing is, feeling overwhelmed by expectations to make immediate dramatic life changes
How
at
do
the
you
start
know
of
how
the new
shit
year
tastes
is why
like?
most resolutions fail miserably. Then you're right back on social media comparing and wondering why everyone else seems to have it all together while you're still trying to figure it out. It's a vicious cycle, and it doesn't have to be this way in 2025. Therapy can help you break that cycle, and that's why BetterHelp has been a longtime sponsor of this channel. A therapist can help you start the year differently, on your terms. They'll work with you to turn those vague, overwhelming worries into clear, actionable goals. Together, you can create a timeline that actually works for you, not one dictated by social media or societal pressure. And you can develop ways to track progress that feel meaningful
Fucking
and rewarding.
eggs.
It's not about quick
Hate
fixes, it's
fucking
about
eggs,
real,
boy.
lasting
Hate
change.
eggs,
This new
hate
year
eggs.
is a blank space for you to write a new story. BetterHelp makes it easy to get started. Just fill out a quick questionnaire, and you'll be matched with a licensed therapist in as little as a couple of days. Start fresh any day of the year with BetterHelp. Just click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/besteverfood to get 10% off your first month of therapy. Now, back to the show.
Sunny actually looks dead with a
They like stomach acid. Do
Depending
not
on it makes
smell
him look
before
like
eating.
hell.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Sunny is the guy, this one white guy.
Have you seen? It's very soft.
Yeah, somehow it's not that bad. Actually, I enjoy the texture. It's kind of crunchy almost. It tastes like how a barn smells. So when people are like, oh, it tastes like, how do you know what it tastes like? Have you tasted chips right now? Yes. I was looking at the food in dismay and wondering, do I really have to do this? Maybe we just don't film this, and then nobody would ever have to know that this happens, and they would never know that I pushed out. Moving on to number 7 on my list of the most disgusting foods from around the world, silkworm pupa from South Korea. It turns out I'm not that big of a fan of silkworm pupa, but especially the way Korean folks prepare it. The smell is musty, sour. It's like an old mattress in an attic that's been hanging out for 15 years.
먹으면 맛있어.
You like it, do it like
Bars in
we
the
treat it
sky,
like sauce, man.
onboard
It's like
showers,
sauce.
and the best in
We
flight
do it
entertainment.
also.
It's hardly a surprise that we were recently
쓰요 번데기가. 미국 사람은 안 먹어 번데기를.
Why? Ew, it was gross. The texture is boiled sardines, but full of nasty flavor. It's not something that I'm looking forward to eating anytime soon in the future, but if I do again, I will try to find something redeeming about it, but at least in the past, not for me. Moving on to the 6th most disgusting food I've ever tried around the world, and that would be bile dip in Chiang Mai, Thailand. Here is a place where they really appreciate bitter flavors. And when it comes to bitterness, you don't get something much more bitter than bile. On that day, we saw a buffalo get dispatched. They cut the bile sac and they drain the liquid, yellowy fluid from that sac.
And they'll
That became
pepper
the most
a camel.
important component to the dip
I
that we'd be
just call
eating
it a
that day.
camel.
What we ate with the bile dip is also pretty extreme. Raw buffalo meat. Do you need this? Just 1 second ago, she said she couldn't drink because she's at work. She drank the whole thing. Why are you clapping? Is it someone's birthday?
I can't swallow it. It's better than I thought it's gonna be.
Really?
It's not that bitter.
Not bitter.
It's like a jelly.
Like a jelly. This one?
No.
I ate your meat before.
More
I ate
surface
meat
area
before.
means I can soak up even more bile.
It's not that bad, actually.
Why?
This was one of the most deeply bitter to the bone flavors I've ever experienced in my life.
I don't hate it. I see with what you've done here with the seasoning is brilliant. Because the fish sauce makes it super savory, very spicy. It's like a nuclear bomb.
Somehow the folks of Chiang Mai, they love it, they appreciate it. For me, I could say, not my thing. The point of this is not to disparage or mock any people or culture. This is just my own personal point of view. Moving on to number 5 on our list, raw alpaca kidney in Peru. This video was shot in the mountains of Peru, a place where they raise alpacas and llamas,
That's
known in
stingrays
Spanish as
liver.
llamas. Here we got to see them slaughter and cook up an
I
alpaca
ate
using
stingray
their
before,
traditional
but not
recipes.
stingray
Recipes that me and my good friend Oro were very excited to
Wouldn't know
try
how
until
they
we
taste.
tried one that didn't involve cooking, and that was the raw kidney of an alpaca.
Oh, yes. So we're not just gonna eat it plain. We're gonna eat it with a little bit of salt.
Oh, that helps a lot. That's all we need.
This has gotta be, I think, the most difficult, challenging thing we'll eat this whole trip.
Like that?
Like that.
Dude, after your face, I don't think I can put it all in. Okay, let me start like. Oh. It's not that bad. I'm lying to myself. I think you're suffering more than me. This is so fun. It tastes like a medium rare filet mignon.
Maybe rare.
It's gummy, chewy in a way that requires extreme mastication. The kidney has an incredible minerality. It's like eating vitamins, but worse.
Actually, if you don't look at it, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, that's not.
I think it's fun to put myself in these situations and I have to try this
before,
stuff,
so
but
it's
have
not
I
a
ever
shock
been
to me.
hungover and craved for that? Absolutely not. Number 4 on my list of most disgusting foods, eating stingray liver with Calvin in Vietnam.
It almost looks like a foie gras. It's big, it's flat. It has some seafood essence to it for sure. That is potent.
Get in there with your spoon.
Is that cooked all the way through?
Do you want to? Somehow, Calvin, who's a psycho, enjoyed it.
That is delicious. I love these flavors. This is like waking up in the morning and just finding a stingray, cutting out the liver and biting into it. Why aren't you sharing my enthusiasm?
Listen, I respect this chef. I respect this animal.
Sure.
That is one of the most disgusting things I've ever been on in my life.
It was a biley flavor mixed with old seafood and loose scraps from the ocean floor.
I need to
That is why this food is now number 4 on my list, but we have 3 remaining. My third most disgusting food from around the world, eating raw organs with the Datoga tribe of Tanzania. I was basically in shock at what was going on. The men kill the cow by suffocating it. Pretty intense. But then the women are the ones to butcher it. So that means they get dibs on all the organs. But that's not the problem. As I watched the women work, they got 2 half gourds and they filled one with blood and they filled the other with bile, or basically the contents of the bull's intestines.
Oh God, why am I doing this?
What did they do? They took big raw pieces of liver, they dunked it in both, and they threw it back. And listen, they absolutely loved it. This wasn't survival food. This was these ladies having the time of their life. It was a celebration, something they could maybe only do once a year.
Anya? Oh, I'm so full. I just had lunch.
It's a game.
Yeah.
And then they looked at me,
man.
my face turning white. I mean, even more white. It was my duty that day to step in the line of fire and take a bullet for all of you guys.
So, give it a little bit of.
Don't even eat cooked liver, me. Or fish.
Yeah.
But I do eat hake.
Oh, where's my Jack Daniels? The taste is a very.
What the fuck is ammonia?
Unique texture. You've never had anything like it. You can feel your teeth tearing the tissue apart slowly. Run your mouth through it. It is a creepy, interesting, unique texture I've not discovered anywhere else. Finish it up. Let's go. Let's go. We didn't come here to play around.
What I loved is just how different people's tastes can be around the world. That's what I love about traveling, and that's what I love about doing this show. But do I love raw liver? I do not. Moving on to my second most disgusting food around the world, another one from South Korea, the place I called home for 8 years. I'm talking about fermented skate. A skate looks like a stingray.
Look how big this thing is. This is what we're eating.
The problem with it being fermented is not that it smells fishy or that it smells rotten. The problem is that it smells like pure ammonia.
It has a lot of ammonia inside, so it's really good for your health.
Oh, it's like a sour, astringent smell that burns the back of your sinuses when you breathe it in.
Let's get the first one plain.
Oh.
I need to understand and appreciate the pure flavor.
Oh. Do you like it?
It is like a shot of ammonia. That is brutal.
I know.
No, let me find something good. It's crunchy, fishy. It's like it's burning my mouth.
Yeah, if you put this inside of your mouth for a whole time, your mouth can be peeled. It's shot.
I ate that with a local Korean woman, and she could hardly bear it.
Excuse me.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be okay. Oh.
This is for dudes and perhaps old, battle-hardened ajumas with perms so tight it gives them migraines at night. Truly a wild, and for me,
I ate this before.
disgusting
It's
dish.
actually not that
From
bad,
here,
but
I'm
it
going to
stinks.
confess to you, number one most disgusting food I've tried anywhere around the world. This one was bad because it tasted bad, and it also made me fear for my life. I'm talking about eating armadillo in Peru. Oh my Lord. First of all, how did we get it? Somebody basically fixed a handgun to a tripwire in the middle of the jungle. And an armadillo just got home from doing its shopping. It's going about its business, and boom, it got a bullet through its chest. What's interesting about the armadillo is that it was cooked two ways. First, it was grilled, but then it was also made into a unique kind of soup. The grilled armadillo tasted okay, kind of neutral, but that soup was very off-putting.
Can you eat the skin like this armor?
No, you need to like grab the meat out of it.
It's got a powerful, pungent smell. It's soft, it's slimy, it's been stewing.
I think, guys, that was the end of the video. Y'all niggas make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe to the boy.
Normally it's like a pork,
I ain't
but
gone
now
yet.
it's like it's boiling the hair.
I have a question. How do they make almond
got
milk
really high.
to like?
The
do
taste
they
was
like
like
blend
old
with the
mothballs. It was
peanuts,
sour.
or
It tasted
is they
aged
squeezing
and
the
rotten.
milk
It was
out of the
truly
peanuts?
disgusting. It was so bad, and I was so worried that literally
It's a
after we did the
question that
conclusion, I made a
I've been asking
joke
myself
that I was
for
going to go
years, but-
vomit myself.
Puppy.
Yeah, man. 10 most disgusting foods
No, that's
around
literally
the
what I
world.
went and did. So that's it.
Yeah,
That's just my humble perspective as
some of
somebody
them,
who's been reviewing food
like,
professionally
how
around
I
the world
live,
for 8 years.
like, I ate them
Let me know your thoughts
because I come
downstairs in the
from
comments below.
South
Otherwise,
Sky.
that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.
course.
Peace.
Y'all links, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow me on IG. Big bro, I'm going. Bye.